Welcome to Sikbaggers YouTube channel. I'm Steve. Maybe this is your first visit, maybe you've been here before, but if it's your first visit, we're doing a full Cholo build on this 2015 Softail back here, so make sure to check out the rest of the channel for the other videos. We pretty much bought this thing bone stock and we're gonna Cholo style this entire bike out. And today we're gonna be adding some chrome to the bike. Now, there's going to be a lot of videos of me adding chrome to this bike. This one, however, is going to be a super easy one and it's going to dramatically change the look of your motorcycle. Now, this can apply to the Softail, it can also apply to the touring models. There's other models out there. It's a Kuryakyn part, so I'm sure they have it for several models of motorcycles. Today we're going to be putting on the Kuryakyn 8398. That's the Kuryakyn part number. It is the inner primary cover. And I'm going to tell you this right up front. I have absolutely no affiliation with Kuryakyn. I paid for these parts full price. I don't get these given to me. I have no communication with that company whatsoever. But I am going to say this. We have a lot of Kuryakyn parts going on this motorcycle. They make some pretty good chrome covers that go on the bike. So in shopping for all of these parts, they were getting kind of hard to find with the uptick of everybody wanting to build Softails. So if you're wanting to do this, you need to jump out there right now and start shopping for these Kuryakyn parts. They're getting really hard to find. So with all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's get the camera over here and I'll show you guys exactly how easy it is to install this inner primary cover. So here's just a little bit of a before shot for you. The whole inner primary cover can be covered in chrome all the way to the back there. So what's in the box? We've got the front of the inner primary cover and the rear of the inner primary cover. We got a little bag here. It's got some hardware in it. Got a couple of button head caps. We've got an acorn nut, a washer. And here's a prime example of one of the things that I cannot stand from Kuryakyn. Preloaded blue Loctite bolts. This stuff drives me up the wall. This one here, barely enough on it to do anything. Yet this one over here has enough on it for about 4 bolts. Like this one is not going to do a thing. Once you put that in there, you're not even going to be able to tell that's on there. This one, you're probably going to have a hell of a time getting it in. First thing we're going to do is take a torch. We're going to burn that and then we're going to wipe that blue Loctite off and we're going to add our own Loctite. So on this install, we're going to remove 3 of the stock bolts. This one here, this one, and this one. This one back here will be reused. So on the back side of the front part, you see this has got a little bolt right here that's kind of tack welded in to the rear. And then you've got the front. That bolt is effectively going to run through that hole right there like that. We're going to add a touch of blue Loctite. We're going to slide that through and put our acorn nut on the back side of that. We're just going to tighten that down to where it's loose. We can move all of this. We kind of need to manipulate it to get it on. We're going to take the rear bolt that I said that we're going to reuse that goes back here. We're going to put it through the hole. In the kit, there's a little kind of concaved washer. It's tapered on one side. The tapered edge goes towards the outer primary cover. So we're going to slide that on the bolt with the tapered edge going towards that cover. This part can be a little tricky, but we're going to slide it in underneath the shift rod in the front. We're going to pull this bolt back slightly without pulling that washer off. We're going to get it into place. Now everything kind of should start falling into place just like that. We're going to take our bolt from the kit, the long bolt from the kit. We're going to take another one of the little beveled washers. The bevel edge once again goes towards the hole there. We're going to put it on. Going to add our own blue Loctite on there. And for now, we're just going to get it finger tight. Now these bolts had the washers kind of on them in the package, so make sure they're facing the right way. This one was not facing the right way. Beveled edge towards that, flat edge towards the back of the bolt. Going to go ahead and hand run these in. We're going to go ahead and run these in just till it touches. We'll stop there. This one. There. Back one. And we take our wrench and we can tighten up this acorn nut in the back now. Just get that snug. Now we torque these 3 bolts down to 108 to 120 inch-pounds. Now you can take your wrench and go ahead and finish tightening down the acorn nut in the rear. Make sure that it's tight. Now it does come with these little Allen head button cap things that just kind of poke into the end of this, and that's fine, but it's just another one of those things that I don't think that they thought real hard about. They sent 4 with it. Now that's fine if you want to put one here. This bolt we didn't pull out, so it's already kind of just built into the cover. So you've got one here, one here, one here, and one here. Doesn't cover this one, those down there, any of these, those are all still exposed. So I will take these and set these off to the side and maybe use them somewhere else. In another video, we'll be installing button head caps actually on all of these to get this stuff covered up. Hey, I hope you're enjoying the free video. I just wanted to take a real quick second to let you know how much I appreciate the hell out of every one of you. If you're liking what you see on the channel and you want to see more, it tremendously helps our channel if you just click that like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell your friends about us. You can also find Sickbaggers on other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and even now we have a TikTok, so make sure to look us up over there. Every video that we put out is absolutely free all of the time. We don't have any secret squirrel websites where you have to go and pay us Patreon and all that stuff to see certain videos. And every time we do a video out here, it is absolutely free to you. Check us out everywhere and tell your friends about us. I'm gonna let you get back to the video. Now, the very next thing you wanna do, which is very important, is to check for clearance on everything. Your shifter rod. Now this is a stock shifter rod, and we are going to be replacing this later, but some of these shifter rods can get pretty thick, pretty big, or have crazy designs on them, and you don't want this coming down here and hitting your inner primary cover. Now the inner primary cover is notched out right here, and you'll think, okay, well mine will fit. Well, when you're shifting up, that rod still comes pretty close. Now you've still got some clearance in there, but it's very important to make sure that when you're shifting, your shifter rod is not coming into contact with this. The second place is you want to look is the back of your shifter rod back here. Remember that acorn nut that we put on back there? If you look down in there and you shift this back, the back of that shifter rod comes very, very close to that acorn nut. So just make sure that it doesn't interfere with your shifting. You don't want that to go back and hit that acorn nut and you're not grabbing a full gear. But there is one thing I want to address real quick, and it's come from videos in the past where we put chrome parts like on the street glide. The street glide's covered in chrome. You know, the heat question came up. When you're putting covers on your bike, is it going to hold all the heat in and stuff? And we've had 3 years of covers on that street glide, so pretty well field tested it as far as temperatures goes. And we've been stuck on the interstate for hours in traffic with the motor running, but within the last 3 years, watching the temperature gauge on the bike, I haven't really noticed a significant difference whether the covers are on there or they're not as far as heat being built up in the motor. I know a lot of people out there will say that if you cover the motor with chrome covers, you're holding in all that heat. These are metal parts and that heat gets transferred to that metal too, and it's all just being air cooled. So just in the last 3 years, I've never seen any temperature jumps on my temperature gauge to concern me at all in the past. So like I said, with the Kuryakyn stuff, it is what it is. We've installed tons of it. Like I said at the beginning of the video, sometimes you get good stuff, sometimes you get little things like that just kind of tick you off, and I've got a whole bunch of Kuryakyn parts to put on here, so I look forward to more little things that just irritate me. So that's episode 2 in the books on the solo Cholo build. You guys know the deal. If you have any questions at all, comment box down below. I'll try to help you the best that I can. Check YouTube every day. Appreciate the hell out of every one of you guys. I'm gonna get out of here and get back to work. Actually, probably put on another part and shoot another video because these are pretty easy. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, as always, be safe, keep your knees in the breeze.